Merry Christmas. Good anywhere, Mr. Man Q back again with some more of that stuff that you already know about, but I'm gonna talk about it in my POV. As many of you already know, Sephiroth has finally come to Smash Brothers. And you know what, to be very honest with you, I mean, nobody but, people who were really obsessed with Sephiroth being in Smash Brothers from like 10 years ago when Cloud came on Brawl really was expecting Sephiroth to actually come to Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. Any Square Enix character was going to be coming to Super Smash Brothers. I thought it was going to be that Star Warrior, that dude, that doll, that guy, Gino. But ain't no Gino no more. No. It's not so much that Gino didn't make it over Sephiroth into Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I mean, sincerely, as much as I love Gino, and I would far rather have Gino in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate than Sephiroth. Yeah, I says it. And Final Fantasy VII is one of my all-time favorite games, quite possibly the greatest game ever made, quite possibly the best antagonist of all time, quite possibly my baby mama, Tifa, quite possibly the best heroine, one of the strongest women in a game, quite possibly, I really wish that Gino could have been in. But this man, Sephiroth, is amazing. Sephiroth is, I already see, being one of the top tier characters in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate just from day one. Once he gets in, it's the end. Not only is his sword over 6 feet, not even including the hilt, but his movements are so slow and fluent where you don't really have to do a whole bunch of extra in order to be able to play with Sephiroth. You can be a novice, an intermediate like myself, or you can be one of them OG, triple OG, I put 926 hours into Smash Brothers type players, and then really beast with Sephiroth. A lot of women are loving Sephiroth because of the fact, well, he is a pretty boy, and he finally shows nipples. Thanks, Sakurai. Thanks, bro. Sephiroth's nipples got more love than Gino. Apparently that was the thing. I never paid attention to this dude's nipples. I mean, do you really go around checking nipples? To add insult to injury regarding Gino, Sakurai himself recently tweeted a picture that was very reminiscent for those of you who are tried and true RPG fans and play Super Mario RPG. Realize exactly the nod that he was doing when it came to the Bowser, Mario, and Gino looking up at Sephiroth. Kind of reminds you of that whole fight you had to fight with the dude with the quartz crystals way back on Mario RPG, which was actually the hardest battle in the game. It was a lot harder than you fighting Smithy. That, and when you had to fight Jinx, who used to do that I hated that quicksilver bullet. He come up with you, he hit you with the front, pop, hit you with the back, knock your back out of whack. That's how I felt, legit, after I watched and seen Sephiroth get into Smash Brothers. It wasn't so much that he got in. It was so much the fact that he got in and Gino was just a Mii costume, not even a deluxe. So you mean to tell me Bomberman, Sans, and everybody else who got a deluxe costume, who we didn't ask for ever, was able to get in, but Gino just got that same boo-boo butter Wii U costume? Can't we just leave the Wii U alone? That's the worst Nintendo in history. Why you gonna bring Gino back? You knew, Sakurai. You knew we wanted Gino. You knew we wanted it. And you gonna play with us like that? In my heart of hearts, my mind of minds, I hope and pray to Rosalina that could be another Sakurai ploy. That maybe this whole Mii outfit thing that he was showing on Twitter and everything and stuff, that one day that little doll can manifest and pop into the real life Gino. I know some people don't care. Oh, we don't give a damn Q. He was just a character that nobody cared about. Huh? Ooh, we. Listen, most of y'all probably ain't even was born by 1996, but I'm okay. I'll survive as long as I got my nog. I know I'll stay alive. Hey, stop, black person! Then they do a slow motion on it. Okay, you killed me, bro. Screw you, punk. That's why you extinct. Why are you even in the garden? Your mama's a reptile amphibian. You punk. That's why Gohan ate your tail. I was way back. It's Kanan!
Cat's cradle. Can you play?
Unless you literally been living under a boulder and you're a gamer, you already heard about Cyberpunk 2077. Or should I say Cyberpunk 377, not really 300, 3077, because that looks like that's the next time we're gonna actually get a full game. This is the new 2020 of No Man's Sky. Cyberpunk 2077 is ass butter, is ass bacon, is booty, baloney, anything that got shit in it. That's what it is. Yeah, and I'm one of the fools. I'm one of the dudes who bought it. Not day one, but day two. And I got the physical copy. So even with this whole Sony not giving refunds, even though Cyberpunk 2077 from CD Code Project Red, I can't get my money back. Once you take that layer off, that retail condom, you ain't getting your money back. Maybe I can during Christmas if I could skate through the tracks, but I mean, GameStop is only offering $25 store credit, which is at least $10 to $15 lower for a top tier game or a AAA title game that would be out. Not only was I not impressed from the textures, loading and rendering 15 seconds after I had moved to a different area. Well, in the hour and 30 minutes to 2 hours that I did stream the game, I had 9 glitches. Okay.
Nice work today.
Okay.
Stand on the platform to exit the sim.
Okay. That was interesting. What was this? Look, what is this? That's unacceptable. No, I don't have Stadia. No, I don't have a Xbox One Series X, the X. And no, I don't have a PS5 at the moment. But for a game that was slated to be for the older consoles, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, you know, this is unacceptable. I've been hearing rumblings and rumors and defense coming to Cyberpunk 2077 because of the fact that it was an 8-year game. I mean, well, damn it, that's why I'm mad. It's an 8-year game. I went out on a limb to do something I normally don't do, and that's buy something that has first-person shooter elements in it. Well, guess what? I don't know if I want to do that no more. You just soured my whole expectation, Cyberpunk 2077. No. Cyberpunk 3077. Keanu Reeves. It don't matter. He can't say the game. All the brothers and sisters that's in the game, because it's got a lot of black folks, I will say that. I'm really proud. I'm really thankful. But you know what? We can't even get to them. These textures don't even load. I had promise and hope for the game because of the fact that, well, I love future, I love space, and I love RPG elements, even if it was based in a whole first-person shooter thing, which I don't like. I mean, why don't I like first-person shooters? I don't know why so many people do like first-person shooters, to be honest. I mean, don't you get enough first-person view anyway? Like, think about that. We see other people more than we see ourselves, unless you Lex Luthor, the narcissist, and you walk around with a mirror in front of your face. I'm still gonna keep the game, maybe, unless I can get some kind of deal on it. I don't know when the hell I'm gonna play it. It's over here in the stack alongside Avengers, which I didn't get a chance to play, which is also a game that's just stuck over here. This one, thankfully, has its retail condom on, but I can't get no credit from GameStop because nobody want it. And I don't even know where I put the receipt, so can I take it back? And I bought Avengers when it first came out. Maybe if you put your T'Challa in it, maybe. You might sell some more copies. I know some black folk would love to play some Avengers with T'Challa, a.k.a. bring my homeboy Killmonger in it too. Shuri, somebody, move these things off the shelf. Fix the bugs and the glitches. You know what? It's so sad that these AAA titles and these games have become so much where they try to implement so many graphical specs and things that they forget the tried and true thing that makes a game, and that's the gameplay. I would far rather play a game that is, well, non-glitchy and has more story and more character development and more gameplay elements versus, well, playing an unfinished game. Unacceptable. 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 Do I really need to say anything else? Because it's already been said for, well, since the damn game came out. It's gotten a 4 from IGN, a 7, which is being nice, from GameSpot, and pretty much Metacritic and everybody else, they ain't liking the game. Unless you got it on PC, and even when you got it on PC, it still ain't doing what it's supposed to do, but it's doing better than what it was doing if you got it anywhere else. That's how I'll suggest it. I'm gonna put it just like No Man's Sky, which my black ass went out there and bought too. I'm tired of spending my hard-earned money on unfinished games. Now, if I was to make an unfinished game, I'd be ostracized. You never hear from Quentin Williams again. I'd just be floating along in the river. Float on. But CD Projekt Red, you know what? We're gonna see what happens. We'll see what happens. You know, one thing about here in the States and just in general, people heal like Wolverine if you give them something they want. Maybe you're already doing free DLC. Maybe cut the game to $19.99 like No Man's Sky had to do. You already made your quarter. So cut the game in half. I'm tired of your excuses. Forget Christmas. Come and do the patch now. We spend $65.69 on the game, and that's just here in the States. So, fix it. And going from one controversial video game topic to another controversial video game topic, because, you know, that's what I do. Well, plus, it's out there. Like, how can you not talk about the game of the year? People swore up and down that it had no chance to be game of the year, and it probably was going to be like Ghost of Tsushima or, well, Cyberpunk 2077 was supposed to be in that mix, but, it's somewhere in No Man's Sky. Much to a lot of people's dismay, The Last of Us 2 won Game of the Year, and most people are very upset about The Last of Us 2 right off in the beginning, the first 2 hours of the game, because Abby kills Joel. Spoiler alert, if you played the first 2 hours of the game, you know Abby kills Joel. If you watch, or if you are on the internet and you're frequent with games, you know Abby kills Joel. I'm sorry. Forgive me. If you pay attention to the story and you understand story structure, you knew old man Joel had to go. Me personally, maybe some of my writing acumen, or maybe it's because I've played so many thousands, okay, maybe not thousands, hundreds of RPGs before, I knew that within the story, Joel was going to have to die. And I went into it not expecting anything and not knowing any spoilers. And I know I'm in the rarity here. I know, again, I'm in the minority here. I actually like Abby. I personally thought that she had a good story, and she had just as much reason, if not more reason, to go on a revenge tour than Ellie did. The only reason that we're not talking about it in a different type of way is because, well, we grew accustomed to Ellie and to Joel and to that relationship. But think about it in this way. What if Joel was Abby's dad, and Abby was Ellie, and then it was like flip with the stories. I didn't particularly like the pacing, but I did love the music. I can't talk about whether Ghost of Tsushima was, well, if it was the game of the year. I didn't get a chance to play it, but I did get a chance to play Animal Crossing, and I did get a chance to play Final Fantasy VII, the remake, the reimagining, and either one of those would have been my game of the year before The Last of Us 2. But I also understand why The Last of Us 2 won. The music was solid, the graphic was solid, it didn't have no glitches, and even though this had been a project that had been doing for a long time, CD Projekt Red, you should have took notes from them, it was completed and it got done. Even though it wasn't open world and Cyberpunk 2077 is open world, I get it, I understand, I know, but what I'm saying is, fix your shit, y'all. Please! I would far rather have a video game that's delayed, and get it the way it's supposed to be than have a game out here where you literally got skeletons because the damn textures are falling off, and you got cars out here melting into the pavement. It don't make sense! If Final Fantasy VII, the remake, was an actual full game, or at least we got to a critical juncture, a critical part, even though the Midgar thing was a huge thing. Excuse me, Final Fantasy. Excuse me, Tifa. I didn't mean to say thing. This is y'all life. This is y'all story. This is my story. We don't have much time. No, that's Final Fantasy X. But I really wish, as a side note, they would have called this game Final Fantasy VII Midgar rather than the remake. But then again, you know, I could just be nitpicking. I'm just happy that Square's out here making games again. Not the biggest person on monopolies, but Sony, who owns Funimation, has just bought Crunchyroll. That's right. Funimation now merged together with Crunchyroll for $1.2 billion. What is Warner Brothers doing? Warner Brothers is having some kind of defect or attack like Marvel did in the 90s when they sold Incredible Hulk to Universal and sold Spider-Man, which probably never gonna get back, Disney, I'm sorry. Spider-Man is the most popular, you know, superhero in the world. Yeah. Over Batman, you're probably not gonna get it back. I wouldn't sell Spider-Man to Disney. Maybe for $1 billion, maybe put it all in one universe. But they got a nice working relationship. And what's happening with DC Comics? But that's a story for another day. My biggest question about Funimation buying my biggest thing about Funimation merging now or buying up Crunchyroll is, are they gonna use the Crunchyroll logo? Because Funimation had a good boom boom thing, but Crunchyroll had a good eye, that damn waifu, that damn anime eye, where you can look at it and you know from the get-go what it is. I'm really looking forward to see now all of the new animations that the studios are going to be creating singularly. Is that a word? No. They're going to be creating exclusively for their platforms. Now, that means when My Hero Academia comes out next March, Attack on Titan already out, Black Clover, when they do what they do when they do it, and all of the rest of the animes that I love and can't miss, I don't have to, like Burn the Witch, you should watch Burn the Witch, from the creator, Taika Kibo, from Bleach, but with ladies, dragons, and witches, it was exclusively on Crunchyroll. Well, now, guess what? Dun, 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 dun. It's actually on Funimation now, too. So I won't have to go double dip VRV and Crunchyroll and Funimation and all these bills that I look on my statements and $11, $6, $5 here. Look, I'm hoping and praying that it's going to stay at the same price, that $6.99 or around that range. I would be willing to pay 10, and I shouldn't put it out there in the ether like that, but I would be willing to pay $10 just because of the fact that, well, you're getting everything in one place. Word on the web is that Spider-Man will be featuring not one, not two, but 3 Spider-Mans. That's Tobey Maguire, that's Andrew Garfield, and that's Tom Holland, what they're going to be putting in together in a whole different type of Spider-Verse. I'm excited about that because, see, I actually, again, am one of the minorities with this. I did not mind Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. I did, however, mind his Peter Parker. I thought that Tobey Maguire played a better Peter Parker, but Andrew Garfield played a better Spider-Man. If that makes sense. Just like, well, I also like Ben Affleck better as Batman, but then again, you know, it's kind of like a required taste, you know what I'm saying? That's just like that gruff, he looked like Batman. Sony has also been looking to reprise some of the roles like Doc Ock, bring him back, as well as some of the other villains like Electro with Jamie Foxx. This time around, he's not gonna be blue. Well, I wonder what color he would be, white, yellow, or just a black dude in a suit. But anyway, that's all I got for you. This has been the man Q, and we're back. If you did like this video, do me a favor and hit that like button. And if you're new to my channel, you want to stay up to date on all things games, anime, entertainment, and comedy, make sure you subscribe. I do stream over on Twitch 3 days a week. Links are in the descriptions below. And as always, in the web, remember to eat, geek, sleep, repeat. I don't know, my hand just had like a twitch there. Maybe I had too much nog. I don't know what's going on. And if you're still feeling breezy, here's another video for you right here and right here. Air is